Welcome back. There's all the information on your screen for getting a hold of Brenda Hollingsworth, who is with Auger Hollingsworth, a personal injury lawyer, who is our expert today in our Ask the Expert segment. And Brenda, let's talk a little bit more about, well, a couple things. I want to get to the crash kit that I know is really important for everyone. But first, before we do, can I just ask you, when would someone call a personal injury lawyer? Because I think this is an important one. People might say, well, I was in an accident a month ago. I'm not feeling that great. Should I call now or is it too late, for example?
Yeah, definitely a month is not too late. A month is probably typical. Sometimes we get calls sort of the week after an accident. Sometimes we get calls 18 months after an accident. What we don't want is calls that are older than 2 years after the accident. Most accidents have a 2-year limitation period. There are some exceptions. And if you were injured during COVID or since COVID started, there may be an extension of time. So if your 2 years ran out during COVID, it's still worth calling a personal injury lawyer.
Okay.
But most of the time, somewhere 2 or 3 months after the accident, unless you need help immediately, like if there's, you're arguing about whether or not you're catastrophically injured. But typically it's a couple of weeks to a couple of months.
What happens in that call?
In the initial call, we get the basic information. We make sure there's no conflicts. For example, that if you know the defendant's name, we'll make sure we've never represented the defendant. And then you meet with a lawyer, usually within 24 hours. Sometimes it's 2 days, but generally it's the same day or the next day. That lawyer will go through your case with you, figure out if you have something we can help you with, and if so, talk to you about sort of the business side of it, and then we will take you on and represent you until we either settle your case or take it to trial if that's what's needed to get the best compensation for you.
All right, let's talk about that crash kit, because I know this is really important for people, right? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so this is a small folded piece of paper that goes in your glove compartment in your car, so that if you end up having an accident, the adrenaline's pumping, you're not sure what to do, you can just reach in there, hopefully you have a pen too, and fill in the various steps and boxes, like number 1, stay calm, number 2, don't apologize, those don't take a pen, contact police if you need to. Our number is on there. And then there's a worksheet inside encouraging you to get witnesses, encouraging you to take certain photos, there's a diagram of a vehicle, getting you to sort of circle the parts of your vehicle and the other vehicle that are damaged, and then getting the other driver's info. There's a template for all the information that you need. One of the things that has happened in COVID is it takes much longer to get a police report than it normally would. They are quite backlogged. So if you have your other driver's information, we can move much more quickly than if we have to wait for the police report. We can get it, but it's just taking longer than usual. So this is pretty handy. A lot of people get asked, it's free, but contact our office and we'll send you as many as you want. So you can get them for all your cars, or maybe you have a child or a grandchild who's just starting out as a driver. Very handy for them to have. Because one thing that can happen, you had a 16 or a 17-year-old involved in an accident. It's quite easy for them to be, bullied's not the right word, but pushed into submission by an older driver who's not thrilled to have been hit by a teenager. So this gives them a roadmap.
I love it, Brenda. That's a great tool for all of us, because as you said there, and I think that's key, an accident, the adrenaline gets going, and as much as people hear what we're supposed to do, sometimes in those moments it can be really tough. So that's a great guide on exactly what to do. Brenda, thank you so much. As always, appreciate all your expertise and your insight. And with all of that, we'll leave our viewers with all the information for how they can get a hold of you. Thanks, Brenda. Have a great day.
Thank you.